And we are live. Yes. Welcome to the 175th episode of the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Jack Stucky.
We are all here, and it is my birthday week. How cute is Shana? She sent me a gift. Like, no
Wait a
one
minute.
has.
Dutch, you have to make that face like, is she? You did.
No. Honestly, my reaction was to Garnett's thing because I was like, where is this from? I know this.
Okay, all right. I was about to say, don't try to play me.
All right. So Garnett has a background. What's your background, Garnett?
I believe this is Toy Story.
Oh,
you know what's going on.
It is.
It is. I couldn't remember where I seen it.
Woody, Buzz Lightyear.
I was just gonna say I see Buzz flying through that wallpaper now. But Shana sent me a little gift. It was the cutest thing. It was like a cupcake decorating kit with a little Wonder Woman apron. Real sexist. Just put me in the kitchen.
Because you've been getting your bacon on through COVID. And I saw all your stories. You was getting a little better. You made Easter treats and stuff. So
I know.
Them and took them into her job.
I know, girl. I was just joking. I've always loved bacon. I had an easy bake oven when I was like 5.
Do you have an air fryer now? They say that's like the adult version of the easy bake oven.
So I want one, but I don't have no space on my countertop.
Okay. You better get one.
Wait.
Those things are amazing.
So I have an Instant Pot. So they have a lid for the Instant Pot to make it into an air fryer, but the lid is $80.
You might buy an air fryer.
Yeah. Hello, that's what I said. If I'm gonna spend $80, I'm gonna get the whole air fryer, not just the lid. So I was hoping somebody would buy it for me for my birthday, but
she putting that out there for everybody.
Right, put it out there.
No one's gonna buy me nothing. Listen, I was soliciting my Cash App on social media.
Wow.
And all I got was $50.
At least you got something.
I was gonna say, hold on. Is that from one person or like multiple?
One person. That's it.
Listen, it's 50 more than what you would have had.
Yeah, because I would never donate to somebody's Cash App on their birthday ever.
What?
Never. After Mina did it, I said I'm doing it because I've been debating, and after I saw her do it, that's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
Do it on your actual birthday.
On my birthday. I'm gonna try it, and that's gonna be my lead line. It's my birthday. Cash at me. And I've been putting it out there and I haven't gotten no money. I don't understand these people that put out their Cash App and they say they get money. From where?
That just mean that they lying. This is proof. You doing a study right now. And this is a case study and they failed. They lying.
I just thought the people that followed me are cheap.
Or they're like Jack, who's not doing it. He's against
I refuse. This is the thing though, real quick on that. People be out here and they'll show what they had for dinner last night. They'll show a trip that they've been on, and then they'll turn around and ask you for Cash App. You don't need it.
It's for your birthday.
Right.
You just wondering what to get me.
Never. But I wasn't gonna get you nothing. So,
but you might see it and be like, you know what? I'm gonna send her $5.
Okay, try it. Mina, do it again so you can tell.
I did. I got $50. I've posted like at least 3 times already, and nothing.
Oh, I only saw it the once.
And so I'm having a Zoom party. Y'all all got the invite. Y'all seen it at the bottom of the invite, accepting donations.
I did.
Nothing.
I didn't see it.
I saw that. I did. I see it.
I didn't get any donations. These are people I know, like nothing. So it's not working out for me. I'm going to Jamaica next week. Oh, I needed it. First of all, where I'm staying is not all inclusive, Dex. So I need it for her meal. I need money for my Jamaica trip. All right, let's get into what's in our feed. We're talking about birthdays and life, but life is a part of a cycle. It's death and life, and it all is part of one big ring. DMX's funeral and memorial service were this weekend. I just thought it was an incredible display and honor that they gave to this man. Everything from the stage, the the way that the stage was set up and how they paraded his body through Yonkers for the fans to really honor him, and the Rough Riders were there, and I just felt like it really encompassed his spirit, you know, and what he would have wanted. What did you guys get out of that?
Yeah, I love the red, obviously. You know, it's funny because I know Kanye does the Sunday service, or had done it, you know, quite a few times, but I really did enjoy the choir on a different level, I think. You know, I enjoyed some of the tributes and everything. And then the next day, during that service, I definitely enjoyed the moment between his ex-wife and his fiance. It was a little long, but, you know, I definitely enjoyed it.
Well, you know what they say? They say that Tashira is the head bee in charge out of all of them. Like she's the one that manages all of them. There's like a hierarchy. I'm hearing in the baby mamas and all of that going on. And Tashira is kind of like the one that be like calling the shots.
Yeah. Which one is she?
She's the first one. He was married to her.
She's the ex-wife.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's interesting. I think my takeaway from it was the messaging. I think that even like we had Caesar on, like, and he talked about how his bond was with DMX, and I think you saw that echo with a lot of people that were talking. Like it was kind of the same thing over and over and over. And I think when multiple people say the same thing, it's true. You know what I mean? Like everybody was praising him and talking about how he was always authentically himself. And I think that speaks volumes about his character and who he was. I also loved the Swiss Beats, his speech where he talked about like fake love in a sense, and people, they said they have your back, whatever, but they haven't done anything for you. And I believe him when he says, I'm going to make sure his family's good. And I think that a lot of people in this industry, like the hip hop industry, they do speak a lot about that. And not to call any names, but like people have been dying on their watch and they haven't done anything about it or taking care of their families that we know about. And to see and hear him say that, I thought that was like amazing.
I just really thought, you know, it just showed the impact that he left, you know, on us. It really just was a reflection of all of his hard work. Actually, you know, I had family members that I saw, you know, that traveled up to New York that day just to, you know, be in the vibe and be in the energy and, you know, get a chance to experience that. So, you know, that's what kind of impact he really left, you know, to have people willing to travel to go be a part of that. So that was kind of like my takeaway, just really just him, just how impactful, you know, he really was to everyone.
How about Kanye West though? Like for him to come and bring the choir and the energy that he brought. I mean, I thought, you know, when I read that Swiss was trying to get Kanye, I thought that was perfect. I mean, who else praised like DMX? Kanye. Well, I was gonna
say even Kanye, the whole thing with this
that's where I was going with this.
To your point, Dex taking care and really meaning it, taking care of the family. They said the shirts raised like already like $1 million.
Yeah.
And you know, it's gonna go right to the family, like really just saying what you mean and meaning what you say and being there for a very large family. But you know, I thought that was nice. Not to break up all of this, but I did also think it was funny when one guy, because it just reminded me of everybody's funeral, every Black funeral, when his one friend got on a program that wasn't supposed to be on a program, and the pastor had to get with him. It definitely made me feel at home too, because that's what you just see at some of our funerals. Like, you are not on the program, sir.
And I was gonna bring that up. Like, was that appropriate? I mean, I saw some chatter on social media saying this is his friend of 20 years. Give him his chance to speak. But like, were you really his friend because you weren't included in the program? Like, were you there? I mean, what did you guys make of it?
Yeah, I just think it's more of a respect thing, whether it's your friend or not, or you know, whether who's calling the shots. Because a lot of the cases, he could have been his friend for 20 years, but if the person that's calling the shots don't know you, then why would I put you on a program? So it could have been a situation like that, but more so just, you know, respecting the time for what it is. So I probably wouldn't have done it.
I just think it's a little hard sometimes to like manage your emotions and what you do when you're in a state of mourning. And then this was so publicized that it was just kind of like, I need to get my 2 cents in there. Like, I do agree that it probably wasn't the best time to do it, but I also know like when the spirit moves you, it moves you.
That's why I don't want remarks at my funeral. I tell them, God forbid I go, because I know, because it's people like that, and I don't want the program running on. Where my mom wants a whole Aretha Franklin. She was like, y'all got to come back the next day while people still give remarks. come back the next day.
Look, I'm saying that it's recorded right here. Put me in the air fryer and call it a day.
Damn,
air fry? That's crazy.
Not the air fryer though.
I can't talk about your wittiness, Dex. And
I mean, you can talk, just when you go on your show and you be like, my friend Dexter died. He was so witty, and that's it. Like, you don't need to come to no funeral. Leave it alone. It's over.
I'm not gonna talk about how he didn't want to cash at people money for their birthdays. So I'm not gonna cash at him.
Although he never wanted to cash up for a birthday.
Money for his funeral. I'm not doing it, but I'm here.
They're gonna slander you at your funeral, Dex.
Maybe that's why I don't want one, because I know everybody's gonna do that. Everybody's gonna have a story just like that. That's why air fryer me, please.
Speaking of slander, Steve Harvey, no. Tyrese, no.
Right.
Okay, right. So Tyrese shaves his girlfriend's wooha. And the girlfriend thought it was a good idea to capture it and put it up on social media. I don't know what's more disturbing, the fact that he's going down there and shaving her private, or the fact that she thought it was appropriate to take pictures and document this and put it on social media. That girl, ill.
You think there's a problem with him shaving her private area?
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's a problem, but he's definitely brave, because I don't have the steady hands for anything like that. Like,
wait a minute. Dexter, you're shaving. You are opening up your girlfriend's legs and shaving her private area?
I don't know if she would let me do that, but I wouldn't have an issue with doing it.
Oh no, that's too close for comfort.
Too close to what?
You shaving my vagina?
The same vagina that the man is going to be sticking his penis in and or eating. He can't shave it? That's ridiculous.
No, that's like hygiene. That's like me wiping my booty. You can't shave my vagina. You can't wipe my booty. That, like, you would wipe your fiance's booty?
Well, you have to, but I would shave it.
If you had, like, my nephew was in a motorcycle accident, he couldn't wipe his butt, and the little girl that he ain't no longer with wiped his butt. That's why you're gonna be wiping the butt unless you're white.
That's different. If someone can't, you suck it up and you get it done.
I personally just would not have allowed him to shave me, because I'm not a razor down there person. I need to be waxed, because if I razor, it's going to cause all other kind of issues.
But Shana, you don't wax yourself, do you?
No, I let a person do it.
Oh, okay.
Not my dude.
Talk about it.
Thing was that she put it out on social media. Everything ain't for everybody.
That
was my biggest thing. Whether, again, what you're going to do in your relationships is what you're going to do, but that is a private moment. Because again, to your point, I'm not at the wax place like, getting, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's a private moment.
Yeah. Some of them do. Some of them definitely be like fresh wax.
People do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna send screenshots to the group. They definitely don't. They don't show anything, but they be like fresh wax, so you know it just got done. It's just shocking to me, like that y'all won't let, because most people shave themselves.
I know, but there's something about grooming myself that I just cannot allow a man do for me. Like, I need to groom myself. I'm not gonna let you go down in this private area and groom me. Like,
because you don't trust him.
I think I would shave a guy. I would not allow him to shave me, though.
So it's basically being comfortable. It's a comfortability thing, but you don't think it's gross for like Tyrese to do that?
No, I think I'm like more so like, girl, why would you allow your man to do this? Like, I get a man being okay with doing it, but like, you gonna let your man shave your vagina? Come on.
I would have been nervous. I honestly would have been nervous too, just because, sometimes depending on what shaver, he might nick you. Like, if I would have been actually just nervous. Now, because your hands is different than our hands.
Yeah, you're supposed to shave the hair a certain way. He going against the grain. Like, no.
Would y'all feel different if y'all found out that Tyrese was a barber?
No, go cut someone's hair.
It's still different. That is different.
It's my vagina. What are you, like, the only thing you should be doing down there is pleasuring me, not grooming me. Like, that is for me to do. I don't understand.
You like it a certain way.
Because we know everybody's area down there is a little different. Sometimes there's like some overlap. So that's what I'm just saying. I would just be too nervous to let somebody
I would feel highly uncomfortable. You down there with the razor spreading and getting the little hair. I can't. Like you spreading stuff, trying to get the hair right on the labia, like
popping up in the recording between her legs. That was just weird.
It was all weird.
Who the hell do Tyrese think he is? I think who do Tyrese think he is doing this?
It's oversharing. It's TMI. And it's just, to me, like, girl, why would you allow your man to shave you? I just don't understand it. But hey, whatever works in their relationship, that's not going to work for me, though. Listen, I'm not letting you wipe my booty unless I can't do it myself. I'm not letting you shave me. I'm not. No. It's disgusting.
But I will say, wipe my booty. You need to make sure that's the person staying in your life. If I'm wiping your behind, you ain't never leaving me.
Your nephew,
is what it is.
Your nephew would have had to get into another motorcycle if I was that girl. It's no way I'm wiping anybody's butt and you don't marry me. Like literally, you should.
Yes, I'm sorry. We like this. If I'm wiping your behind, we're stuck for life.
Dexter, ask your fiance if she would allow you to shave her.
She
Garnett,
wouldn't. I know she wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. A respectable woman will be like, let me do this. You gonna let your man go in there and spread them and shave? Like, no.
He might be nice. I'm telling you.
Ask your girl, Garnett.
I'm telling you, you might be nicked down there. Somebody might be nice. Look at you, you laughing, you be laughing, going up, and next thing you know, she's like, oh.
You putting the razor in the wrong place. I got a yeast infection the next day. Like, no, we not doing that. Putting all kinds of bacteria all up in there that don't belong in there.
Hey, rinse the razor right.
Right. Now I got an infection because you shaved my vagina. Didn't even wipe it down afterwards. Like, no. All right. And more messiness, Steve Harvey. And this is an old interview that all of a sudden went viral on TikTok. And now everybody's talking about this. Steve Harvey saying that he cannot be friends with a woman. Now, the woman that was interviewing him, she was on this is a CNN interview. She's like, well, because you have a wife. He's like, it's not even because I have a wife. But he says that men that are friends with women, it is because the woman will not allow anything more. And the man will continue to be her friend in the case that there's a little slight chance that he might slip up in there one day and then they won't be friends anymore. And he doesn't believe that men can be friends with women. This is not the first time he said this, but it's gone viral. Are men really friends with women? Like, is there something in the back of the head where you're waiting for her to be single or you guys to be together?
That actually,
go ahead.
To me, I feel like that's just a really extreme point to try to make. But it's also when you're meeting people, what are your intentions from the beginning? What is your mindset? Because so you telling me that all of the women that Steve Harvey know he's not friends with, he don't talk to them at all. I don't believe that that's true. He has to talk to them. He should consider them friends. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's saying
you consider your level of friendship, I guess, to your point.
So I mean, yeah. So at that point, I mean, we all, we meet a lot of people, and that's called networking. That's usually the first thing in my mind. A lot of times when I'm meeting a woman, especially in a business setting, it's not a sexual attraction. It's business. It's, hey, we're going to talk about business, and then also get to know each other on a friendship level and keep
all the time.
When those are my intentions, yes. I mean,
yeah, but
I'm friends with Mina. I'm not waiting on Mina to.
Yeah, but like every time you meet a woman in a professional setting, you never think about them sexually. I find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. You worked at a cell phone store. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I'm working, bro. I'm working.
But wait a minute. You have to separate friendship from an acquaintance. Right? Mm-hmm. Like when you casually communicate with someone, that's an acquaintance, right? A friendship is someone that you communicate with, that you call, that you talk to, that you text, like on a frequent basis. Are all these women your friends or are they your acquaintances? Like, have you ever had a friend where in the back of your mind you got a girlfriend, so I don't know if you're gonna say be honest, but you never had a friend like me. In the back of your mind, you're not waiting for something to slip up, me to be a little drunk so you can run up in my mouth.
I'm never that guy because my intentions would have been honest up front. What am I waiting for?
Okay.
Well,
Like,
I'm the opposite.
so Steve Harvey may be talking about him personally. I feel like if he's saying personally, if that's how he is, but to just generalize all men as that is like, no, that's not the case, because you can't control yourself around a woman. That's on you.
I have to disagree with what Garnett is saying. I get where he's coming from, but I don't think I don't agree with it. I do think that Steve Harvey is coming from a specific mindset. Like it's a very old school mindset too. Like I have uncles who would say that exact same thing, word for word, what Steve said, like men are not supposed to have female friends. And I'll have aunts that'll say it too, but for different reasons. But I have uncles that'll literally tell you men are not supposed to have female friends because I don't think you're going to want to have sex with them. And like for me personally, when I meet women, I do think if I'm attracted to this woman or not. And then like sometimes I'm not attracted to them. Sometimes I'm attracted to them. I don't always sit around and think like, I can't wait for them to slip up. I think that's predatory. So I would never do that. But I do think right off the bat, when I meet a woman, do I think she's attractive or not? Every single time I meet a woman, I think, wow, she looks good. Wow, not really my type. Every single woman that I meet, I do that with them. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I want to sleep with them, even though if I think that they are attractive, but I have eyes. Like I do think that, but I disagree that you can't be friends with a woman because you're gonna wait for them to slip up. I don't agree with, but I do think that men do look at women and think if they find them attractive or not, even in business settings.
It's funny because we were having this conversation the other day because my girlfriend is very strong on like her husband cannot have any female friends because she feels the same way, kind of, and we were talking about it's like who agrees, who disagrees. And they always look to me because I have a male best friend. And but then the thing is they always say, but that's different. And I'm like, yeah, but how you guys are saying that I'm the exception to the rule, but that this rule can't exist. And the thing is, I do have a male best friend, and we're definitely not trying to sleep with each other. But I think even when he first met his wife and like they had kids, she was kind of hesitant, like, because I don't know what kind of friend you are, until she realized like I was dating her brother, and then she realized we really just was. But anyway, but I think on both sides there's a hesitation. Like, y'all say y'all friends, but how do I really know? But I will say, ironically, when I started to date other guys, my friend said he's like, you need to tell guys about me, and I'm like, why am I going to tell them about my friend? And he was like, because most guys are not going to be okay with you having a male friend. So he kind of said, he's like, I'm like the kids where you got to say it up front, like, I got this, and I got a male best friend. And I'm like, that's so weird. And then the first guy, like, I tested that on was like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. I was like, oh, wait, what? And he met him, but I think he kind of felt the same way too. He felt like Steve. He felt like, I meet a lot of women, but generally I probably am looking for kind of like you, Dex, like if there's an attraction and I just don't think I can really be friends. I can be their acquaintances to Mina's standpoint, but he didn't really feel like men and women could be friends. But I think you can. I think there are men that are exception to the rule kind of in the Garnett column, but I do kind of agree with you. I agree with both of y'all, but I don't think that there's a finite Steve rule, like how Steve's saying it.
But real quick, I have female friends though. Like the ones that I'm friends with is the one I'm just not attracted to.
So I just think I hate like absolutes, right? Like all men are this, all women are that, because it's impossible. Like I've literally had like 4 best friends and I've slept with 2 of them. And I literally wait.
Oh, that was just a wild stat real quick.
So, you halfway there with Steve.
So when I met these guys, all of them except for one I was not attracted to, right?
Okay.
But the one that I was attracted to, he was a hoe. So he got in the friend zone and he's never come out. We've never slept together. He's one of my best friends. My other friend, I never was attracted to him. Never slept with him, never nothing. He's still my friend. The other 2, I was not attracted to one. we had a lot of commonalities. We just had a lot in common. And the other one, I was never attracted to him. He had a big head. I used to call him big head, but not in a cute way. Like, you really got a big head. So the two that I slept with, little did I know that they were sitting there plotting on me. And because we slept together. That's how I knew. So
did they told you that?
The one with the big head, I literally used to call this guy my brother. The one with the big head wanted to be in a whole relationship after we slept together. And I was like, you're my friend. Like, this happened, and this was like a weird, moment of, I don't know why this happened, but we're not going to continue this. Like, I'm not attracted to you. You're my friend. That ruined the friendship because he wanted to be married and all. And that's when I realized that he must have been plotting on me the whole time. Like, and then the other one, it ruined the friendship, So do I think that men and women can be friends? Yes. But I do think that there is some men that maybe are secretly attracted to you. And there's certain moments that happen where things things just, one thing leads to another. In both of these situations, liquor was involved. And then afterwards, I'm like, I just messed up my friendship.
But Mina, in your defense, because I feel like you're blaming yourself and this guy too. In your defense, maybe he wasn't plotting. Maybe you just put it on him real good, and he didn't. He over and over. He wanted it forever.
You're like, you know what?
I can deal with this.
I will never forget the day after I woke up, and I was in college, and you know how you got these little twin beds. We were scrunched up in my little twin bed, and I looked over and I was like, ew.
Like, go home, go back to your dorm.
And like,
Roger.
It wasn't even like he was an ugly looking guy. I just did not see him that way. Like, once you were in the friend zone, it doesn't matter if I initially was attracted to you, you're gone. Like that, there's no sexuality there for me at all. So I think it's too vague. And I think some men are like that. But I also think that sometimes it's really hard to maintain a male and female relationship because there's always going to be the sexual opposite sex thing, unless you're gay or sexually fluid or, bisexual or whatever. So, but go ahead, Steve. Keep saying your shenanigans.
They brought that up because of that other guy, that Samuel's guy that's been going viral too. So that's probably why that went viral on TikTok. Somebody needed some more answers for Steve.
also with Steve Harvey, Steve has this really weird way of bonding with women by trashing men. Like that whole book and movie that he did, like it's weird because these comments that he makes come across like very anti-male.
Right.
Yeah, like he's very weird with that kind of stuff.
Which I think is like the complete wrong message to send to women, but
it is.
Me.
You think all guys are dogs and they're out there to plot against you, and then you think you're supposed to be a six-figure. Literally, Steve Harvey and Kevin Samuels should have a conversation because they're totally the opposites with this stuff.
Kevin Samuels gets on my nerves. He says the dumbest things. Like, how you gonna tell women how to bag a six-figure man when you don't know how to bag a six-figure man? You're gay. You're not gay. How would you know how to bag them? How would you know what it's like to be in a relationship with you? You don't. It drives me crazy.
We should get him on here.
It drives me. I could reach out to him, but it drives me crazy because, especially the one episode where he was talking about the girl that makes $50,000, right?
Oh yes.
Oh my God, that got under my skin because he was like, "Well, you make $50,000. How are you going to require your man to make six figures? If you had a woman that made six figures, she would be too busy for Kevin Samuels' ego. She like a man that makes six figures. He's making money. He's making bread, right? He normally, that kind of man would want a certain attention from the woman, right? If you are too busy to give that man attention because you make six figures, you have a very demanding job, right? You guys are going to do this. You're going to be missing each other. He's busy at work. You're busy at work. When do you have time? Yeah. A woman that makes $50,000, maybe she has a 9-to-5. Her job isn't as demanding. She has time to herself. She has time for a relationship. So it's like, right. I didn't understand his logic. Like,
I didn't understand it because, like, what are we looking for? You know, and a lot of what he says is deeper in these relationships. Like, we shouldn't even be looking at, yes, like status and, you know, things like that are important, but like, you really looking at the heart and the matter of a person. Because to your point, she can make 6 figures, she can make mid 5 figures, you know, but is that going to be the right matchup for that man and that woman or whatever?
Right.
I just thought it was dumb for him to say men who have 6 figures. Like, as a woman who makes $50,000, how dare you require a man who makes more money when you don't make that amount of money? And like, what I really got under my skin is the more money that you make, this is a fact. The more money that you make, the more time that you spend on working. Damn, we lost Shayna.
Yeah.
The more time that you spend on working. If you got 2 people who are constantly working all the time, when do you have time for one another?
Yeah, but to demand anything is a little crazy, in my opinion. To demand somebody that has to make this when you're in a situation where you've probably never even seen that. I get dreams and aspirations and things that and things that you want, but to say that you need a man to make 6 figures, it's like, how? Nobody in your family made 6 figures. There's no 6 figures around you. You don't plan on making 6 figures. I get the time thing. I get the time thing, but I think, you know, just from, at least from the man's standpoint, we're not looking at the time thing. It's just more so, what do you bring to the table? Which is fine. Everything's not going to be equal, like you're saying, but to just demand 6 figure, to demand a 6 figure man, to a lot of men, yeah, they're not going to agree with that mindset at all.
I'm with you on that.
I just thought it was like woman bashing, you know, like a lot of the time when you make that much money, if your partner makes that much money, it's going to be hard to keep that relationship together. I'm saying this from experience. If you busy and I'm busy, when are we going to align our schedules? You see a lot of artists break up because of that. You know, they say, well, our schedules just didn't align, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the times, if you have a busy schedule, it is easier to maintain a relationship where you have someone that doesn't have an equally busy schedule. Most of the time, people who don't have an equally busy schedule, they're going to make less money, you know? Yeah, so I didn't understand his logic. I'm like, bro, you never, boy, bye. He just be on my nerves. So let's get into our topic. I'm a vaxxie baby, officially. Sorry. I am fully vaccinated now as of 3 days ago. So I have the Pfizer shot. I got my second shot. Anybody else?
I'm fully back.
Which one did you get?
Vaxxed and waxed.
Okay.
Listen, I'm blessed already, so I'm good. I ain't had to do none of that. I'm out here. I'm all right. I'm breathing.
Don't tell me that God's gonna protect you from the.
We're gonna have a conversation offline.
Is God gonna protect you from the virus? Is that what you're saying?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good without it. I don't know what this vaccine is going to do. So unless I'm going to be forced to do it, I'm not going to do it.
You don't know what the vaccine going to do, but you do know what COVID's going to do.
I guess. I mean,
listen, I was an anti-vaxxer until it hit home, literally home, and keeps hitting home now. And I was like, let me go in, pop it in.
Right. How about you, Dex?
I was Garnett a little bit. I did not want to get vaccinated. I would prefer not to be vaccinated. I'm not an anti-vaxxer type of person or anything like that, but it's just not ideal for me to be doing something like that. But I'm getting married in Mexico. And Mexico is telling people that, you know, you, as soon as you get here, you have to be COVID tested. And if you're positive, you have to sit in a room for 14 days. We'll cover the room for you, but you got to sit in this room for 14 days. My wedding is 2 days after I land, so I can't afford that. So I'm halfway vaccinated with the Moderna shot, halfway there, and I have another one at next month. But like after it was done, like my arm hurt for a little bit, but like, it's like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, look, if you're telling me that this will protect me, then I'll go for it. If I still get the COVID stuff after this, I'll be pissed. But overall, like, I'm still protecting my stuff. I'm still wearing the mask. If you guys are saying this is an extra precaution, I'll take it. Plus, my mom says she won't go to Mexico if I don't get the vaccination. So
Strong armed you. I'm the same. I mean, I wasn't on board at first, but now I am. I got the second shot. I had minor reactions the first shot. The second shot, really, I got a reaction. You know, like for a whole day, I was tired, sore, my back hurt. My head hurt. I felt like I was pregnant. But I wanted to have this conversation because the CDC is now rolling out guidelines for people who are vaccinated. Colleges are rolling out guidelines for what their expectations are for students to come back on campus. So with the CDC, their latest guideline says that if you are vaccinated, you can now be outdoors without a mask. That's only if it's not a large event, right? So if you're at a concert, if you're, there's a lot of people there, you're at an outdoor party, then yes, you have to put your mask on. But for the most part, if you're vaccinated, they're saying that you don't have to wear a mask outdoors anymore. But indoors you do. So are you guys going to take off your mask now that you're vaccinated outdoors?
I'm wear the mask because unfortunately, and kind of Dex, you alluded to it. I mean, we still have the potential to catch COVID. It's more just protecting us from, being hospitalized or being very sick. So these COVID numbers in Philly specifically are high. I'm still wearing a mask. Y'all air, I don't know what just happened. It was coming down this street and in this area, and it might still be in the air. Still wearing one.
I just think it's like BS. And the CDC has honestly been on my list, my S list, since last year. Like everything they say to me is stupid. Every single thing you say is dumb to me. Everything. And like this is just another. To me, this feels like the opposite of how I thought they would do it. I thought they would just be like, look, if you want to do X, Y, Z, it's mandatory to get this. Now they're like playing it against us almost. Like they know that college students want to go back to campus. They know that people want to go to concerts and stuff like that. So instead of just being like, it's going to be mandatory for you to do this, that, and the third, or we want everybody to do this, they're like, oh, well, we're going to have, you got to get the shot to come back to campus because people want to do that. Then people want to have concerts and parties. So like, people don't want to wear the mask. Oh, if you get the shot, you don't have to wear the mask. It's just like, they're trying to like play us as if we're stupid. Just you guys want people to get vaccinated. Just say you want people to get vaccinated and don't try to do the backdoor stuff to try to get people to do it. Because guess what? If I wasn't vaccinated, that means obviously I don't care. So I'm going to go to these parties and these places with no mask on. And there's no way to tell if I'm vaccinated. There's nothing on my forehead that says Dexter's been vaccinated. Nothing. You don't know.
Ding, ding, ding. That's what I was going to say. How do you differentiate who is vaccinated and who is not? We don't got a brand. We don't got a pin. We don't got a bracelet. We don't got a neck thing.
To the card. I thought y'all got a card. Right?
What? And
not gonna be at the concert, like,
right.
And Garnett, think about it. Like, we also have licenses, but how many people have counterfeit licenses? And this card is literally just
it's literally a piece of paper.
Well, you can't go to a concert and have a mask off. That's the one exception to the outdoor. If you're at a sporting event, if you're at a concert, you have to keep your mask on because there's a lot of people there. They're saying you can keep your mask off if you're at a smaller function, if you're biking or doing dinner or lunch or whatever. So whether you're vaccinated or not, if you're around a lot of people, period, whether you're indoors or outdoors, you still have to wear a mask. But that was my thing. Like, how am I going to be able to tell the difference between who's vaccinated and who's not? Because people out here not vaccinated with no mask on, indoors and outdoors.
I was going to say, CDC needed to give these rules out months ago to Atlanta because they've been on that wave. They haven't worn masks since this started.
That's what I'm saying. So how am I supposed to know? So I'm over here standing next to somebody who ain't got the vaccine with no mask on. Hell no. I'm keeping my mask on. Y'all playing with me.
I just got a text message from a friend. His name is Trey Songs. Mina, he said that he heard you say that people cannot go to sporting events without masks. He said, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Don't show me. Do not show me. Get the hell up out of here, bro.
Remember the Super Bowl? Like my biggest thing was the Super Bowl, no mask. And it was a sporting event. And it was less people there. And y'all couldn't control that with these people not wearing masks. You can't control that. Like, you can't control people not having shots and being out in public. You can't control people wearing their mask or not. Like, just look, if you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you don't, you don't. At this point, you kind of just got to let it go. Y'all want these arenas and stuff open, just open them, and whatever happens at this point.
I think it's irresponsible, to be honest, because it's like now you don't know who's who.
Exactly.
You just told people they could take the mask off outdoors. Garnett gonna be out there talking about I'm vaccinated with no mask on. You're a liar.
Listen, I'ma definitely make a counterfeit of one of them cards. I'm gonna sell them.
I honestly don't blame people for doing that. If you are giving people, it's like a child. When the parents are away, the child is going to play. So like, if you are allowing me to do certain things, and there's really no way for you to guarantee if I've done what you told me to do or not, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
And again, I think it's just more irresponsible because it's like, again, unfortunately or fortunately or whatever, we could be carriers. So even though I'm vaccinated, I could go to this outdoor thing. I could have COVID and be COVID positive and be completely fine because I have these added protections. And then I'm around everybody else with my mask off. Like that's what's confusing to me. And to your point, Dex, about like the information, I'm like, well, wait a minute. You can't tell people, listen, you're vaccinated. Yes, you have these protections, but you can still catch COVID, be a carrier. But go ahead, go. If you're vaccinated, take that mask off. No, like it doesn't. Like let's just all stay protected. Like no, and I do want to bring up like the schools, like certain area schools in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, they are just requiring it. Like if you want to come on campus, you have to have the vaccine.
Well, and that was going to be the next thing. Like, is it fair for schools to require students to get the vaccine to be back on campus? And these are legitimate schools like Georgetown requiring their students to get this vaccine to get back on campus. And like, what are going to be the repercussions if you don't get it? What, you're not allowed to come back for the fall? Are you going to be able to do online schooling? Like, how does that work?
I mean, yeah, it's similar to, kind of, everybody had to get the flu shot every year in order to go back to school, previously. So, I mean, is it fair? No, but they've been doing stuff like this. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm happy, but having the online, I guess, stuff for so long, Zoom calls and stuff, it does give people another option that don't, but still, if they still can take that as an option, if I could still get my degree without having to get that, if I feel that passionately and deeply about it, to still have that option is pretty good.
I don't know if they have the option. That was my question.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it.
I think the one school that was in Pennsylvania, it was Drexel. They are going to have the option, but again, it's so new that every school might not be that way because that is their thing. They were like, we didn't think long and hard about it. It was like, if you come back on campus, this is what, if you want this experience, this is what you got to do. You are more than welcome to finish it online, but you're not coming back on campus unless you have that. But again, every school might not be like that. If they're a large school, small school, just kind of based on how they're made up and what kind of technology they have. I kind of at first was like, even though I'm vaccinated, I thought like, oh, that's kind of unfair. But then I did remember the many years ago I went to college. I'm like, wait, I think I had to have like certain shots and stuff like that anyway. Like, I think it was like, oh, you hadn't had this and now you're 18, you got to have this, you got to have that. So I'm like, so I guess in a sense, this is a new vaccine, but they kind of do that to you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is? It reminds me of the HPV shot. Remember when it used to be like optional? Now it's like they give it to everybody. Like,
because y'all little boys
right. Right.
Like I think there are more pressing things than the coronavirus shot for schools too. You be on campus, they make you get a meal plan. They make you pay for technology fees and all that kind of stuff like that. There are things that are way less strenuous than a corona shot that they force you into on a college campus. So the only thing they're asking you to do now is to get a shot. Just get that damn shot. Get that shot so you can take some shots in college in person.
You need to be the spokesperson. Get that shot so you can take them shots.
Because I couldn't imagine still staying at my parent. Could you imagine being a college student and staying at your parents' house? You're 18 years old. You've graduated high school. You're sitting in your parents' house in your same room, decorated with Toy Story in the back that you've lived in like all your life, and like that's how you're doing college. Shoot me in the face. I'm going to campus. Like, I'm not doing this.
Mina, you may have to blank out that slogan because they might be able to use that to promo. That's a good slogan right there.
We need cash for it.
Take your shot to take a shot. Listen, if you put it that way, give me all the shots. Give me all the shots.
People gonna be having multiple COVID shots. Give me. right now, today.
Yeah, but back to your point, Dex, I feel like it's a big marketing campaign now,
Disgusting.
you know, to try to get people to do this. Like, and then people just, at this point, there's some people that just don't even have a reason for why they don't want to take the shot. They just want to go against the grain. It's just like they don't want to be told, you don't have a good reason. You just don't want to be told what to do.
I do. No,
You don't have a good
have a
reason.
choice. You gotta. We didn't have a choice at all before. I just have a choice. I have an option. What do I want to take into my body? Everybody's so worried about, I guess, diet or things like that, but you're not worried about medicine. You're not worried about.
You're definitely not worried about what you put into your body.
With zero research, it just starts.
Garnett, you going raw into these chicks. You don't know where these chicks have
I'm
been.
not going raw into any of these.
You smoking weed. You drinking 99 bananas. There is poison. There is rat poisoning in the weed you smoking. You don't even know it. What are you talking about?
So you maybe even prove my point is though, if I'm bypassing all of that, what do I need this for?
Because COVID ain't like none of that, honey.
No,
I do think you have an accurate point of not knowing fully what you're putting in your body. I am 100% positive. I did not fully know what was going in I don't know what went into my body.
You go and get a cheesesteak from the corner store.
I literally will go.
In that cheesesteak.
But literally, I will go to I went to McDonald's for years, and I would drink a Shamrock milkshake. I will tell you, I stopped drinking them when I realized that a milkshake had 50 ingredients in it. But most people are not looking up what is in a McDonald's meal. Most people are not looking up what's at the corner store at Steak 84, wherever we went. You didn't look at that. You don't know. You don't care what you put in your body.
My exact point. It sounds stupid to me. These people that are like, oh, well, I'm worried what I put in my body. You ate an edible last week. You don't know what they put in the edible.
He made them.
Like, guys, unless you made it, you don't know what's in that damn edible. It drives me crazy. Y'all ain't all healthy like that. Y'all putting other poisons in your body, and you worried about the vaccine that's gonna keep you from.
The edible is a good point too. Like, just to point out, you don't know. Like, I am allergic to aspartame. I can't have any artificial sweeteners. And I was in Vegas, whenever, and somebody said, "Oh, it's a vegan edible," and so I took it. And I was like, enjoying myself. And then instantly I get the same headache. I get migraines from the aspartame. And I said, yo, what was in it? And they kept saying it was vegan. It was vegan. I'm like, but what was in it? And she said sugar-free. And then I knew. But again, I took it not knowing what was in it, not knowing that freaking aspartame could kill me.
I mean, even lower than that, like an edible, I think is kind of extreme. And I think even fast food is extreme because you don't have to do that. But people wake up every morning and put deodorant on and brush their teeth.
Toxin.
Yeah. My point. So Garnett, I don't
go get that shot.
It doesn't make sense.
Be together, Garnett.
We're both making great points right now.
You ain't making great points.
You are not making great points. I mean, you're actually agreeing with me.
I agree with you that you don't know what you're putting in your body, but I also know that you don't care what you put in your body.
That's what I'm saying. You can't care half the time. Oh, I'm a care. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't. No, you can't.
People have choices on what they want to care about every day, all day.
Garnett said, "My body, my choice."
Dex, see, look, that's exactly my point. You don't have to. We now have a choice. We have an option. That's it.
Garnett, all I'm saying is stop putting these fuck things into your body and then actually put something into your body that's going to potentially help you in the future. You going raw dog. You don't know where that vagina's been. You don't know.
It's holy water.
You don't know what's been in there, what's been out, how many dudes, what they had. Did they have HPV? You don't know none of that.
Good point, Mina. Now that you bring it up. As many, and I'm not saying you, Garnett, but as many people that just out here swimming in things, and y'all talking about, no, I'm not getting that vaccine.
Right.
I don't know what's in it.
Yeah, but
you eating vagina, you don't know what's in that bacteria.
So everybody on here is talking like they never had raw sex before.
I'm saying when you think about it.
No.
Okay, so you can't say half the time. I only care half the time.
Sir,
I've never done that. I've never done that.
Sir, you're missing the point.
Wow, see,
You're missing the point. I will put a raw penis in my vagina, but I'm not gonna put the vaccine in. Like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Like, I'm putting stuff into my body. I don't know where he been, how many women he been, where that penis been.
And you have no clue what this vaccine will do.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to do this. But I don't understand people who are like, well, I'm not going to put it because I don't want to put it in my body. Well, you putting all these other things in your body that you don't know about.
I'm good. I didn't survive everything. That's why we talking. That's why we here.
Whatever. Well, you're entitled to your decision, but every time I'm around you, I'm wearing a mask.
Double up. We got double up.
That's fine. I'm with it.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to the Vita's House podcast. In the words of Dex, get your shot to take a shot.
Just take a shot.
I just want to add, Tory Lanez did the same thing. He said, I personally do not want to take the vaccine. And then someone said, he said, I personally don't think it's a good idea to take the vaccine. Someone said, I personally don't think it's a good idea to shoot women.
Yeah, I think for Tory Lanez, the slogan should be get the shot and then admit to the shot.
Oh my God. You
did the shot, man.
You on one today, Dex. All right. I'm gonna wait for the Cash App later.
Yeah, wait on that in Jamaica.
Listen, at least buy me a Jamaican meal, okay? Some jerk chicken, all right? And some rice and peas, okay? Send me a little $15. It's the Vita's House. Oh, by the way, you can Cash at me, $MINALLONA, okay, for my birthday. I'm Mina SayWhat.
Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Dex, halfway vaccinated, Stucky.
It's the 175th